ugly. Hey, what's going on over here? I'll be there in about 9 minutes. You know, I went to Portugal, came back, my wife said, huh? How come you can't take me no place I never been, huh? So I took her to the kitchen, eh? going to say, why were you late? I was waiting all the time. You said you were going to start. I came back, I left. I know, I understand. Well, I started the camera, didn't work 3 times. There was a bunch of technical stuff that just didn't come online the way it usually does. And BOOKMAP actually had to be reprogrammed. There was a bunch of weirdness that went on, and I had to do it myself because I don't have a team of engineers doing it for me. But I'm back. From Lisbon, God bless you all. Thank you for jumping on and appreciate each and every one of you for hanging out with Sam Price, the Crypto Lifer. I hope you had a wonderful time this weekend. I did too. I am jet lagged, as you would believe, but I had a good time. I did sleep on the plane, and, the show must go on. I want to take a look at BTC. I have to be honest, I'm in a really excited state for Bitcoin. And you have to be like, well, why? Well, I just love when the fear gets low. Every time the fear was low, and I purchased BTC, and ended up changing my life. So, I believe these are life-changing moments, and you could say, Sam, you're a great actor. You're really good at making it look good when it's not, And you just do that because you're an online personality, and that's what you got to do. And you know what? You might believe that, but I would tell you different. I would tell you the truth. The truth is, Scouts Hunter swear on me, and, just promise on my life every time. And again, I'm not a financial advisor, so do whatever makes you happy. But every time I bought Bitcoin, when we were at a 10, 9, 10, or 11 here on this Fear and Greed Index, it always ended up panning out to be a very good decision for me. I can't tell you if this time will be different. Maybe there's a chance that I'm wrong. I can't say, well, just because it happened every other time, this could be the 1 out of 10 times it doesn't. I think I've had I think I did it 5 times in my life. I bought this Fear. So again, you don't get it every day. It's very rare. It's definitely a time to pay attention in my mind and take advantage of possibilities. So as long as my mind's right and I say, hey, that's a possibility, I believe it is because I control reality with the thoughts. And that's how I pull in what's going on through subconscious mind theory. So the idea is I believe without a doubt in my mind, right, that these are a great price for Bitcoin. Even if we were to go further down to 60K, even to 50K to me, but usually the fear and greed at 11 and 94, if you look historically, like every time I bought the fear at 10, right, at 84, we went to 74. So we could go to 84, could go to 89, it will see. My whole point is, and I think you get what I'm saying, is we have less room to go down the lower that is. And so the higher you are when this gets low, you can kind of make some of an assessment there. And you won't be too far off from where we're going. So, you know what I mean? Anyway, I longed the bottom last night. Didn't work out too well for me. But I was I was out of my mind, tired. If I told you the whole story, we wouldn't have time. But maybe towards the end, after I do my technical analysis, we will have some time. Let me get this music back up and running. Let me get myself going here. And, right off the bat, you can see Bitcoin's, to me, making another kind of bear flag, right? Or just something somewhat bearish. Like it bearishly retested, fell off. That flag would take you further to the downside. Target would say about 88,828. Not saying we're going there for sure, but it looks pretty likely, don't you think? Like rolling over further for BTC. Anyway, I think that's the 1 minute. I'm not going to, stress it too much. Let's take a look here at the weekly and what's happening to Bitcoin on the weekly. So nasty close. Look, remember I said 3 white soldiers, and I said then we'll have 3 red soldiers, right? Bearish. That usually is a continuation to the downside. When the daily loses the 200 moving average, we talked about the short right there at 1077. That would still be paying the trader to the downside. There's just more. We talked about this being a bear flag, right? We flip it upside down. It's the strategy that I've taught everybody my whole entire existence online. To long, when you're above the 21 when you're above the 200 touching the 21, front running the golden cross. We front run the death cross, right? And we took wick all the way to wick, which is what, you took this whole thing. To me, that's the length. That's where we're going. And that's what I've been kind of saying could be, 87,000. So it looks like we could go lower. I don't see what would stop us. I mean, it's been a constant sell-off here every single day. No bullish divergence, no nothing after the bear flag to the downside. And, we're rolling over. So once you take out this low, if you take out this low, you're definitely in a downtrend. You see? Some could still say, well, this is the first line, that's the second, and we're technically in an uptrend. And I could not disagree with you. Like, if you could look at me dead in the face and say we're in an uptrend, and I couldn't disagree with you. You see what I'm saying? That's the weirdest thing about this. Like right now, you could say I am in an uptrend, and I'd say, you can almost say that was the truth. But like you could say, I don't know, it is getting sketchy because now you got to connect. And now you definitely lost the trend line. Spider lines are like diagonal lines between trends. Like this would be a spider line. You see how you'll bounce here, bounce there, bounce there, bounce there. Anyway, let's break down Bitcoin from the top down. I'll see if there's a trade. There would look like there was a long entry. Bitcoin was bouncing back to the upside. I signed into WEEX. Let me take a look here. There just might be a trade. Show me the money, baby. Show me the money. All right. Number one, the daily looks short. 1 hour looks... 4 hour looks short. 1 hour looks... And like, why did I long last night? Well, last night, we had a tweezer bottom. It looked good. And this was pushing. And this candle was a bullish engulfing candle. If you can believe it, this candle here was towering above that one as I fell asleep on the plane. I woke up on the plane to see that my dreams were crushed. And every single, and I got stopped out on the trade. But you know what I got to proudly say is I got stopped out, okay? I didn't lose or get liquidated. I didn't lose my whole portfolio, right? So that's the key. The key is to be able to fight another day. And remember, I can have bad weeks. I've had bad weeks. Honestly, this whole entire few months, like this last couple of weeks, I think I could have made way more shorting, I'll be honest, in my humble opinion. But hey, I also was able to tether up at the right time. I also put some money into some other investments that have nothing to do with Bitcoin that are a pretty smart move. So I isolated some money outside of BTC and outside of fiat. I took some money, put it in something that's not on fiat and not on Bitcoin and not in altcoin, you know what I mean? And I still buy BTC. Bitcoin getting a nice pump to the upside. Oh my gosh. Hold on, something's happening here. Look at this. The way, look, I love this. You gotta watch this. Andy, man. My man, Andy. Dude, he is one of the funnest people you ever hang out with. Insightful, stimulating conversation. Good times, man. Wow, nice little pump for Bitcoin. Let's take a look at the 1 minute real quick. I just want to see what's happening. And wow, we had a nice little inverted head and shoulder. See, it's an inverted head and shoulder as such. And to me, it's kind of almost more like another ascending triangle, right? See this? Now, if you can get back above the 200 moving average, we did this last night. We did this exact thing. We got above the 200, and we got to move to the upside. It's more bearish than bullish to me. Nice little pump off that 91.5. Now you're kind of struggling. See if you get sideways and tight. I'm going to give you the smaller time frame idea here. Still, there's a chance. So you're telling me there's a chance. Let's take a look at the 5 minute time frame. The 5 minute would have to get back to the 200. Seems to be rolling over too as well. I'm going to get back to that top down. But I can switch to weeks at any moment if I see something saucy there. All right, so the first thing I want to look at is the monthly chart, like we always do. And the monthly looks absolutely, positively horrible. Let's be honest. And the next monthly support is going to be 82,000. After that, you're talking 71. And then you're going to look at, that area there, 60,800 in there at 58,000. So, I mean, not, kind of looks like Bitcoin could definitely come to 82K with ease. Like, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. Remember, this could be a shoulder, head, right shoulder. If that's the case, this could be a massive dump for Bitcoin. You could see Bitcoin back at $48,000. And that, I tell you right now, would make a lot of people sell their Bitcoin. They would give up on Bitcoin. See, Bitcoin almost has to get so low that you won't be able to believe it's going to do anything. And that's the problem. And if we pull a Fibonacci from the very bottom to the top, I mean, you got a 618 right there at 49. There's a golden pocket from this bottom. Though it is deep, but like from the whole move of Bitcoin's life, right? Again, usually I don't do that. You would take it from here. But still, that's like about a similar area. $58,000 BTC. So pretty crazy. If you long last night, you had to close by 6 a.m. to win the trade. I know. And of course, I'm traveling. with all sorts of weird time. Yeah, it did put us in the money, though. There was a nice pump. I did call a nice little pump. Thank you for saying that, because it did make gains. Like you did, you were up in the money pretty nicely if you took the long. Okay? I'm just, hey, it is what it is. It's the truth. The truth is the truth. It is what it is. So, that could be Bitcoin's looking very interesting. It takes some time, too. By November of 2026, a year from now, and we're at 48,000. I mean, it could be a rough few months. Just be prepared at all times for everything and anything. And tell yourself your happiness doesn't lie in the charts, but it lies in this beautiful existence that we live in. It's hard to do. It's not easy, even for me. But I do it. And I separate my life from the charts, and I enjoy. Because I've been here where I made the charts so much that I could barely move in my house, in my apartments. And I look back on those days like, man, I was paralyzed by price action. And literally, didn't go outside, felt horrible. You just got to go with flow. Life is life. You're still blessed. There's people that never got the chances you have in life right now. The opportunities there abound with the internet and all the things in life. There's so much waiting for you. I was inspired. I'm coming back from a trip from Lisbon, Portugal. I was just in Portugal for 3 days. Just 3 quick days to fly to Portugal, right? I mean, and it was still a beautiful time. Had a really, really good time. Anyway, so the monthly looks like we could definitely come to 82,000 very simply and easily. I don't see any monthly support that would stop this candle free fall from becoming one of the biggest red candles in Bitcoin's history. All right. Take a look at the 2-week chart, and the 2-week chart looks like it does look a lot like a head and shoulder forming, that's the only eerie thing. Like, if this ends up making a head and shoulder, it's gonna, then you're almost like, man, is that thing gonna really, it just really starts to call out 48,000. I can't even believe I'm saying that. I'm just giving to you what I see. 48K would be, oh my gosh, I would be probably, I'd have to dig deep again, like Bitcoin, man, jeez. But they don't make it easy to hold long term. Like 100x Bitcoin, they don't make that easy. I'm still up a 92x. They don't make it easy. All right. Looks like they're going to try to snipe me from my gains. So Bitcoin looks horrible to me. And on the weekly, it looks like it's ready to start a dump easy to the downside. All right. Let's take a look at last night's weekly candle close, which we were able to bring to you hot off the press. Did we do that last night? I can't even remember. No, we couldn't do it last night, right? Because last night would have been 8 o'clock. That was 3 in the morning. I think I did live stream last night, though. I was live streaming, yeah. Yeah, I live stream. It gets to 48K. It's overextended on crazy leverage short. There's no other way. I mean, I just look at it. New moon incoming too, and those are bearish. So the weekly, it opened at a 104,722.95 cents. The high was 107,500 even. The low was 93,085 cents, or $85.55. Dang, man. And the candle would close at 94,261 and 44 cents, down $10,461, down 9.99% for Bitcoin. And Bitcoin at 91,200 right now. BOOKMAP, a heat map order book suggesting that we could go, a little closer, possibly up to 92,350, but not a lot of liquidity on the board. 88,850 is now. That's our first time seeing a big red at about an $88,000 level. So it's looking like they're going to pull this thing continuously to the downside. Take a look at the 5-day chart. Bearish, right? Remember, one thing I want to show you, whenever the daily loses the 200, you're likely to fall down to the 2-day 200. If you lose the 2-day 200 and you close a candle below that, you're likely to fall to the 3-day 200 moving average. If you lose that, you're going to fall to the 4-day 200, which would meet us somewhere in this area. Probably it would push up a little more as it's coming, and so on and so forth. In this way, you can see the succession of the 200 moving average and how it kind of moves with price action, or brings price action towards it or away, depending on if you're bullish or bearish. And it's quite an interesting concept. The 200 MA, right? And right now, look, the daily shows a drop right there because what we call a death cross is happening. The 50 crossing the 200 moving average. We did have one here. It was short-lived, and it kind of was right before the actual bottom. So you would say, well, there's your cross. Then we kind of... Same story here. You would have to V-shape recovery though. Like I've never seen that many red 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 red days. It's just like complete annihilation of BTC. It's hard to hold the spot Bitcoin really when you think about it. Like, why not just sell now and buy more? If it's going. Every time I've thought about that, again, I'm not a financial advisor, do whatever makes you happy. Every time I've thought about that for BTC specifically, other coins fine, I'll swing trade, but for Bitcoin, it's always been a bad move for me. But you do whatever makes you happy. Maybe you're the amazing swing spot trader. I trade levy on it, but once I get BTC, I feel like I should hold BTC. No, but once I get Bitcoin, I feel like I just should hold some BTC. Like, I'm like, well, I accomplished this much to get that much, so I'm not going to compare it to the fiat price. I'm going to compare it to the scarcity of what it really is. You know what I mean? They brainwash us with fiat because they make you kind of count fiat, believe in fiat. You want to pile up fiat? Look at my shoebox full of money. As a kid, I was a parking meter at a local farmer's market, and I would have to, park the cars. They would give me some tips sometimes. I parked Steven Spielberg. I didn't get in the car. I would just waved it over to where it had to go. But I make sure they fall direction, so they all went in line, and we had like a cleaner. Otherwise, it was chaos, so you had to have what's called a parking director. That was my job. Had a little shirt and a flag, and they hired me from like 11 to 14. My first job ever as a parking director. I got $10 an hour. I could do it twice a week, Wednesdays and Saturdays, and usually it was about 3 to 4 hours worth of work, So I made myself a nice little $40 to $80 a week sometimes being a parking director, right? Point of the story is it's about what you save in life, And I used to count the bills and put them in a little shoebox, right? And I used to see how much did I save this week? How much did I... And my dad always said, it's not about what you make, it's about what you save. And so just moral of the story is to save money over time for me personally and not, always have a nest egg, always have a backup plan and believe in yourself, right? And also submit to God. God wants us all to live in a kingdom full of wealth and happiness. Like, he doesn't want us to be starving. He doesn't want you to be without. God wants you to have a wonderful life, but you got to meet God halfway, right? Like, if you don't talk to God, if you just, say like a guy's on the street all the time doing heavy whatever, I don't even want to say it, but doing heavy stuff. And, and again, God never turns his back. That man can still find redemption. That's the key, man. Anyway, the idea watching BTC now, what time frame on the 12-hour, you just like, could it reverse is the only like possibility there. But to me, it looks pretty bearish. Like they're flushing late longs again. Like people just like went to bed in another country and they're just going to take those longs down. I mean, look at that bear flag right there. You would have to kind of take this length. I don't see how it doesn't go right to support there. So yeah, looking bearish. Wow. 4-hour fell at the flag Tuesday and has just continued down ever since. Target for that is going to be 81,000, right? Yeah, 81K. So, I mean, 81K will come pretty fast. It's not going to be, I think people are in denial. I think the better off we kind of look at exactly what it is and deal with it, the better off we could trade it. So 88,950 for Bitcoin is on the target there for BOOKMAP. Our first look at 88,000 in a long, long time. And again, I mean, you're kind of, a lot of people also sold off today because we lost the EMA. And that was like their level that they said, well, if we don't lose this, then I'm still bullish. And then we lost it. And they were like, well, I'm still bull, But a lot of people also did listen. They were, seasoned traders. They could see that as well. And yeah. Prices overall. If you messed up this cycle or something happened, it's okay. Just say, hey, the next time. And it gets, I will tell you one thing. It gets a lot less difficult to trade the bigger time frames the longer you've been around. For some, the weekly and the daily, the monthly would kind of, intimidate me when I first came around because I hadn't been through that many of those, weeklies and dailies just yet. But like now I understand I'm, more seasoned. It makes sense to me. And yeah, so. I'm out until 2028. Like the 15's in a bear flag right there, right? Just a chase of Monday night dump. But that looks nice. I mean, we flipped this upside down on the 15-minute. Let's get a flip. Coin flip analysis. Delete. I want to rush in, but you always just have to remain calm. Doo-doo-doo. Always remain calm. So, I mean, it does have that ascending triangle vibration. Does have that vibe that it could just continue to pump there. Up to 86,000. Up to 86,000, right? Funny, that would be a bearish day. This swings up. I mean, that looks bearish to me. I don't know about you over here, but that looks bearish to me. Bitcoin also has a level there at 80, 88K. And do you have anything like lower than that? 88,000. If I'm happy, you're sad. So look, it looks like that's going to head on down to 86,658. My thing is if I take that, I got a short with size. I got to get it right there, be stalking it to the 21. I would have had to draw this pattern, been in it with the stop loss right where I want it. If I can't execute perfectly, I really just get disinterested in the execution. I came home jet lagged. I gave my kids a bunch of presents. My wife made me spaghetti, and now here I am. So like, I'm not in the best of shape to be trading. My mind's a little off. I have to be honest. I'm not quick. I'm not ready to rock. I can do analysis for sure, but trading right now, not a good look for me. I'll probably fumble the bag. My mind is so messed up. I can barely think straight. So, yeah. The only thing I think for me to do is to get a good night's sleep, come back tomorrow with a clear head, no matter what the market's doing. And some say, but there's going to be a huge dump. You're going to miss it. Well, then I'm FOMOing. And if I FOMO for something too, it's not the best. So, I'll take my licks as they come. And, yeah, I'm only competing with myself from yesterday. I'm not competing with you. I'm not competing with anyone online. But, yeah, from 9K, it's going to dump hard. Yeah, bottom of the weekly, FBG is 86,000. 3-day SMA, just under 88K. Yeah, you're going to drop down somewhere at about $88,000, $89,000. It's very, very likely what's happening. Has been 2A RSI for 6 days straight. I know, right? Like he's talking about the RSI just sitting down here. It's like some type of divergence in a way, if you think about it. There's even bullish divergence here. The swing, it's calling out some bullish div. I mean, yeah, it's saying, hey, there's a chance here something's going on. And there's that 15-minute just letting loose. I guess technically we just jump on the short fang, but it would be so latent right now. Take profit would have to be somewhere down 86,602. That'd be the target, 86,660. And that stop would have to be at 92,344. Hold on one second. 92,183. Hold on one second. I just want to make sure my mind is short. All right, there we go. 336. Dump it, Bogdanov. He's going for the big stuff. Dump it. Dump it now. Find the breakout, not my favorite move. No position. dumping it. They're trying to make people market in or something. I got my... Good, hold it strong. Love it. God bless you. Sam acting like when you take a delta. You guys are crazy. 9-day sequential will be ending tomorrow. You should have some green soon. I know. Taco Crypto. You guys are funny, man. At what price was Bitcoin when the ETF went live? Just curious. That might be a possible price target. 72, right? Been around since 2021. I learned a lot. Still a lot to learn. I've lost a lot and gained some, but the knowledge is worth every penny spent. I love you, man. That sounds amazing, and it's a great outlook. Like, if having that outlook will just only help you get further in life. It's about just having a beautiful life, everyone. Not about being perfect, not about nailing it. It's just about having it. Every time I short, it's like the worst idea. I'm telling you, it's at the last time. I'm tired. That's why I just said I'm tired. I shouldn't be longing. Or doing anything. Anyway, I didn't risk as much as, I could take a hit, so it is what it is. We'll see what happens. It should continue to dump. So I'm looking for this to dump to 86,000, and then we reconvene it tomorrow, and we see what happens for BTC, and see if there's anything kind of doing something different today compared to the rest of the market. Zcash still holding pretty strong as far as Bitcoin is concerned. 90K 670 for BTC. Pump.fun up. Hyperliquid up a little bit. Uniswap, Solana. Everything down pretty bad. Near Protocol, Aerodrome. And if these get worse, Solana could go down even further to the downside, right? You never know. Crazy stuff here. Render back to 191. Just, if anyone kind of got sucked into buying coins, remember, I just got out. I said I'm done. And I'm so happy I did what I did, because if I didn't, I might have bought more coins. I'm sick of buying coins. I'm done. They've got me done. Like, I'm done. I bought as much as I could. I bought as low as I could. And I'm cooked. You know what I mean? Like, if it goes, it goes. I'm not giving up on the idea, but if it goes, it goes. Bot's still underwater. The average is pretty high now for the bot. I might just cut the bot off. I was thinking of cutting the bot off right here, personally. Just because I'm happy with what it did, and then I can reconvene and reset, and I don't have to think about it. Too many different things running around at one time can get to you. Get this over here, you got that over there, you got a lot of things flipping and gripping. It can get to you. I noticed that's what happened to me the last couple of weeks. Had a lot going on at once, all over the place. And it could be stressful, I'm telling you. And you got to learn how to remove the stress, how to stay meditative, how to relax, how to cool down, how to bring yourself onto how to chill. Because otherwise, you're just going to keep pushing yourself until you crack. And you don't want to crack, especially me. I can't crack. I'm just happy to be back home safe from Portugal. Something happened. I'll just keep it to myself, but crazy. But I'm happy to be home safe from Portugal. It was an amazing time. And it was really one of the most amazing events I've ever been a part of. Like, very interesting. Very, very interesting. So we'll see. The short should play out. We should get some money here for the night. All right. Sol seems to be defending its level not too far, but if it loses 130, it's going to go on the order to fall. Oh, yeah. I'm going to keep it clear with you. I put all my crypto bags in stocks, waiting to storm out. Yeah. Trump was supposed to be the best thing for crypto. Yeah. Oh, no. Let's take a look here now what's happening to the NASDAQ and the S&P. Just kind of see what went on here. Today is Monday. I'm like, what time is it? What day is it? Where are we? You know what I mean? And shout out to everyone that kicked it with me and stayed with me, even though it took me a second to get everything up and running today. I apologize for that. Doesn't always happen. Just tech wasn't in my favor this morning. That's all. I mean, tonight. It just wasn't. Tech was not in my favor, right? So finally flipped it green there. Oh, they sent that thing down. I mean, that's a bear flaggery going to the downery. We'll see, though. We'll see. I don't like to count my trades before they hatch. Trump made money. I know, right? It was crazy, though, what happened there. They took advantage of the crypto market. They kind of did. I have to be honest. Like, people that have been waiting for a long time. And just like, oh, let's just kind of rake them for a few billion. Always the little guy, man. Biggest liquidation in history happened a few weeks ago, and everyone is lower now. This market is cooked. It's crazy. Isn't that weird? Like, You think you got everyone that was out, but now, I mean, now it's like spot bags. You're trying to get your spot. They're after your spot at this point. Yeah. For sure. Let's take a look at S&P futures. So the S&P futures started to break down too as well. Similar behavior to BTC. And I have to say, I was bullish on this bouncing, and but it kind of, you got to go on it bouncing. Now it looks like a head and shoulder. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. Kind of has an M pattern vibe. It is very oversold. Let's take a look at that 3-day. 3 days curving. Still have the idea you could have some type of ascending triangle beginning to form, but it doesn't, it's like you gotta get a bounce sooner than later. Everything usually follows Bitcoin. Altcoins do, and then liquidity flows, and very similar how like the S&P flows down, you're gonna get like just so much reaction. Then the NASDAQ, you're gonna get all the tech stocks that are bugging out. So I mean, that looks like a shoulder, head, and right shoulder now that's gonna take you down. I feel like the odds are what we see, not what we think and feel. That looks pretty nasty. It would head back down to 6,336. So yeah, it looks like there's an implosion here. Black swan event on the whole markets. Bitcoin, S&P, like you name it. Shorts in control, making bank on all these shorts to the downside. Again, losing the 200 moving average, making the bear flag. Solana, same story, and fell at the bear flag, and looks like that thing could go to $71,000 a coin. So great day to DCA, but not a great day to launch yourself in, and again, every time we're below the 200, it's a sketchy time. And I had some faith here when we were doing this. That was like, but now you've lost the trend line. Let's take a look at total 3. The last time I looked at it, it didn't look so bad. Looked like there was like, more than hope. Like it was kind of just regularly correcting. It had battled the 200 moving average. So look, there you have it. I mean, it's still hugging a higher low, these altcoins. It's not the worst thing in the world just yet. If we could get some type of bounce here, just a little bit of breathing room here for Bitcoin to pump this thing back to the top, it would change it all. Long live the lifers. Let's see what the future holds. They won't. You emotional. Yeah, we just have to stay unemotional. If you follow Bitcoin 4-year cycle, we completed a month and explains everything. I want if Solana will go down to 0. Yeah. I mean, like you did say that it was a cycle and we end on that exact day, and we did, yeah. We are hovering over the 3-day 200 moving average. Exactly. Similar to this too. No bounce and no retail. Yeah. Still a chance that the total 3 is going to make a higher low here and bounce. And let's look at total, just the entire market cap in all of cryptocurrency. Yeah, it fell out that flag nastily to the downside, and you would suggest that it would come here once it loses there, and then boom. So total is breaking down hard. It's below the daily 200. It's below the 2-day. Yeah, it's speaking for the whole market. It looks sick. Looks sick. Someone said the bot just bought. Let's see, did the buy just... Yeah, the bot bought right there. I don't see it. No, it didn't just buy yet. Not for me, no. Maybe for you. I don't know what settings you're using. My bear market bottom is at 366 and 377 MA on the weekly. Interesting. I'll keep that in mind. Nice shirt, Sam. Welcome back. Thank you so much. God bless you. Appreciate it. Okay, I see a 50% bounce coming this week. Anything could happen. We definitely want to stay poised and ready for what could come our way, Doubt anything can leg up forever the way Bitcoin did. Exactly. 3-day chart, RSI lowest since 24K. I'm amazed at the fear and greed at 11 and 10. But maybe you never knew. It's like a different type of... Just interesting. Like it's these indicators, this stuff is... I never go 100%. But it definitely, if you look at it, it's notorious correct for calling some of the best places to buy Bitcoin. Glad you made it back safely. God bless you. Thank you. Very nice of you. And shout out to the 1,000 beautiful souls here on the live. 2,776 views. You people are amazing. Weekly hidden bullet divergence still play with RSI and price action. Well, you'll get it, but you'll be losing key levels, you know. Am I still in the short? We're still in the short. It's about to print. In my mind, that looks like it's going to... Could be a vicious divergence that holds us and gets us back in the game, though. All right. Fear and Greed at 10. 6 days seems like a major... Yeah, so I'm about to announce it. It's funny. All the markets topped out. I thought this market had grown more mature than this. I agree. But it's like, you know... Maybe the bot just bought now. So let's see here. So the bot literally just bought right now. It says, okay, I'll buy the bot. It's attempting to buy the absolute bottom here. Let's see if I can see what it sees. It's a bullish divergence for sure. I don't know. I wouldn't touch that thing. I can't believe Rock did that or whatever it is. I wouldn't touch it. Not for the world, you know. To me, okay, maybe it inverts in head and shoulder and they're buying the exact top of the headed. There's a chance that can happen. That's just very, very drastic and risky. Buy Bitcoin every week for 4 years. You will be better off at the end. Oof. Bitcoin is quite mature, nowhere near the craziness of 10 years ago. Yeah. It's not bullish divergences until it's confirmed. Pretty sure that's, yeah, I mean, it's pretty confirmed to me, but it's up to you. Yeah. 10x shorted, baby, all the way to the downside. Weeks, baby, weeks. Everybody, I'm about to fall asleep standing here. I just physically can't do it. I wish I could, but I can't. I had to check off the list that I made it streaming no matter what. I did enter a trade. You can't say I didn't, but I'm beat down. I wish I had all the answers. I wish I could come through perfect today, but I just can't, everyone. I am beat tired. This is a long day thing that I do every single day of my life, no matter what. So I'm going to start speaking in tongues soon, and I know that. So I'm going to jump on out of here before I get completely delirious. We'll be back tomorrow for an amazing stream. We're going to start Tuesday like we always do. We're going to kick it and rip it and have some fun. There's opportunity all the time. Remember that. And shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. Shout out to my whole team back there, the 7 a.m. crew. Shout out to Sheldon the Sniper. My man, hold me down. Everyone that was awesome during the trip. Amazing. Everyone, I love you. I appreciate you. And I thank you so much. I'm going to jump on out of here for the day. Let me take a look at the super chats. Actually, I might have missed something. I hope I didn't. I am so exhausted. First, thank you. New moon incoming. Yeah, what's the altcoins that people are excited about? Thank you. That's enough for me to just hit the like, keep it moving, and move on over here. Check out my man Underground Crypto. If you want to learn more about cryptocurrency, have some fun, do some deep dives. Underground Crypto. Check them out. Underground Crypto. Again, I'm going to say that one more time in case you forgot. It's Underground Crypto. God bless you all. Thank you so much. I'm out. Have a wonderful night, day, afternoon, no matter where you are in the world. And remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. Crypto is life.
I'll take you anyway. Just tell me I'll be there. We don't need a plan. I like it unprepared. Whatever comes our way, we'll stay there for the day. So dream away. So dream away. I'll take you anywhere. Just tell me I'll be there. Whatever comes our way, we'll stay there for the day. So dream